Welcome to another video of flying gliders on X-Plane using the Python plugin thermal generator. I'm gonna try to give a brief overview of what it does. We can come here to plugins and show the thermal simulator. If it's properly installed, you should be getting this. You have 4 menus: generate random thermals, load thermals from KK7 site, configure your glider to fly, and some about. So first thing I'll say is generate random thermals, and I have a menu that allows me to choose how high I want the thermal tops to be, how separated I want them to be, how often I want them new thermals to be refreshed, the old ones disappear and new ones show up, how many thermals for an area of 10 square kilometers do we have or we want, how big, the radius of those thermals, how wide. 1,000 is a pretty good number. How strong, 5 meters per second, that's a pretty good strong thermal for an average. That'll be good. Cycle time is how long the thermals last before they fade away. And the last one is thermals columns visible, to see if the column of the racing hot air is visible or not. So in this case, if we can go here, we can see that that cloud base indicates that the thermal has formed. All that rising warm humid air gets up there to dew point, condenses and makes a cloud. These are cheat circles that for us let us know where the thermal is. I want to point this one here. You see how it's angled? It's because the thermal drifts along with the prevailing wind. The wind pushes the thermal as it climbs and gets to the cloud base. These are things that happen to anybody who flies. So you see, these are, so that's the basis of the thermals. If I generate thermals, these ones will go away and new ones will show up. The second thing that I have, it's I'm going to show you, is you configure your glider. The thermal generator is by no means physically correct. I just use factors like a lift factor of how much energy do I put onto the wing of the glider when the thermal acts on it. So you fly your glider and you know how it feels at 1 meter per second, and you see it indicated on your instruments. In this case here, this will indicate how fast I'm climbing. So I can adjust the lift factor. So when I'm in calibrate mode, it will show 1 per climbing. We'll do it in a minute. Thrust factor, the same thing for how much forward. And roll factor is when you're in thermal, sometimes your right wing is on the thermal, right? But your left wing is not so much. So you will get a roll that will push your glider to the side. Is quite noticeable in real life. That is a factor of what's the wingspan of your wing, and this roll factor. Again, these are not realistic values. They are just for feel, for how you want it to feel on you, how it senses. So if you're familiar with a glider and that's how it feels, that's how you can do it, because I'm not calculating the real life values. Okay, so that's it for okay, one more. I have the load KK7 thermals from a comma separated value. It's a little bit more advanced. You can download usual areas of thermals from the KK7 site, thermal.kk7, and pull it from here. Use those sites as the seed for these random thermals, and generate thermals that will fit what are well-known thermal spots for your flying area. It's some feature that some people ask for. So we have that. Another detail that I might want to say is this is my cheat sheet window while I'm configuring my SAT. This will tell me the distance away from the thermal, from the nearest thermal, how wide is that thermal, what's the expected strength, the factor that I have put for lift and the factor I have put for roll. And I will see here I'm going to see the energies that I'm injecting into the glider. So that you can use that to monitor until you get used to, and then just once you get your glider calibrated, just turn it off. You don't really need it. Anyways, that's it for the intro to the thermal generating Python plugin. I'll see you later.